Good afternoon, dear students. So in the last class, we have seen with climb performance, and we have solved the problem also related to climb performance. So in this session, we are going to see about descent. Okay. So it is very similar to the climb performance, how we have calculated and what are the parameters we have calculated. But the direction is different because we are climbing over there and here we are descending. Okay. Sir, I have doubt regarding your assessment of unicorn. Which assessment you are asking? Which assessment you are asking? Assignment. I told you like I will do that because we need to complete the syllabus. Completing the syllabus is the first priority. So I will do that when we have completing the syllabus. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry about assignment and quiz. I will take care of that. I will give that, but let me complete the syllabus first. Right. Okay. So steady and descent. Steady descent means the velocity is constant as change in acceleration is 0. Okay, so that is a term for steady flight. So we have so far land in the flight path, we have learned cruise, we have also learned climb. So now we are going to learn descent. Okay, how the descent will be done. So consider an aircraft which is going to descend. So when it is descending, the weight will be always acting perpendicular to the earth surface. So W. So thrust is acting forward, and drag is acting backward, and lift is acting upward. Okay, in an inclined manner, obviously, because the aircraft is pitching down, right? Nose down, and it is diving. So here you have to understand few things. The first important thing when we are descending or gliding. So why they are mentioning the glide? Because when you are launching a paper plane, right? Consider that you are launching a paper plane. So the paper plane will be having no engine, right? So it will act as a glider. But obviously the paper plane cannot climb, but it will descend, right? It will descend. The altitude will be descending. Suppose if I am throwing from a building top, the paper plane won't go above the building. Obviously it will fall down, right? Due to the weight of the paper as well as the gravitational acceleration due to gravity. So similarly, when the aircraft starts to descend, the thrust required will be less than drag. So we have to come back to the same flight path. We will see. So at cruise, what we have studied, equation of motion, thrust is equal to drag, lift is equal to weight. This is what we have studied. In climb, we have understood that thrust is greater than drag. Then only we can climb. Thrust need to be greater than drag so that we can climb. But when we are in the descent scenario, we don't need that much thrust to overcome the drag. So thrust less than drag. So let me explain in a simple way. So let's consider that we are driving a car. So initially it is a flat surface, okay, and we are going to climb in a over bridge, okay, over bridge or flyover. So if I am maintaining a 50 km per hour in the flat road, and when I want to climb in the flyover and still I want to maintain this 50 km per hour, what I have to do? I have to accelerate more. Then only I can maintain this 50 km per hour. But when I am going to descend in the flyover, right? When I am going to descend in the flyover, I don't need to accelerate. Obviously, due to the inclined nature, right? Inclined structure of the road, so our vehicle will be automatically accelerate itself, right? Automatically accelerate, and it can go beyond this 50 km per hour also, right? So it depends upon how we are controlling and how we are going, right? So when there is an inclined structure, when we want to climb, we need to accelerate. But when we want to descend, we don't need to accelerate due to the weight of the object, whether it is a bike or whether it is a car or whether it's a cycle, even when we are walking or running, right, down the stairs. So automatically we will get accelerate, right, due to our weight of the body, weight of the car or weight of the bike. So similarly, when the aircraft starts to descend, due to the weight of the aircraft, it will accelerate. The aircraft will get accelerate. So the thrust required will be very less than the drag. So the pilot no need to give that much thrust, because obviously with the weight itself, the aircraft starts to descend. Okay, so that's why the thrust is less than drag in descent phase. In the descent phase. Okay. Right. So how to calculate the thrust? How we have calculated for climb? In climb, we have calculated with equation of motion. So summation of horizontal is equal to 0 and summation of vertical is equal to 0. So the same is applicable in the descent phase also. So in descent, we are having gamma. So gamma D means angle of descent. Gamma G means angle of glide. Gamma C means angle of climb. C means climb. D means descent. G means glide. So you have to note it down. So whenever you are going to the particular phase, gamma indicates the respective angle of. Okay. If you are speaking about climb, gamma indicates climb angle. If you are speaking about descent, then that indicates descent angle. So here gamma indicates the descent angle. Okay. Right. So when we are resolving the forces, so if I'm taking a reference line from here, so this is also gamma, right? Obviously, we have seen in the last class how it is gamma. So resolving the forces, W cos gamma here and W sin gamma is here. So now you have to look into the image of what we have studied earlier with the climb and what we are going to study in the descent. Okay. Because you have to see the forces, how the forces are acting in climb and other factors. So during the climb, weight component, it is acted weight, W cos gamma is here, and W sin gamma is acting along the drag. So this is how this resolving the forces will help. Apart from drag force, we are having a component of weight, so thrust required is needed very much than the drag. Okay, because it is an addition of drag and weight component. But here you can see in descent, weight component is acting along the drag, along the thrust. So weight component is acting along the thrust. So this weight component will give the acceleration. So thrust required is very less in descent scenario. So that's why the equation of motion is changed with thrust plus W sin gamma, because both are acting in the same direction and drag is acting in the opposite direction, which is equal to 0. So this is equation 1, and obviously the vertical forces lift and minus W cos gamma equal to 0. So this is equation 2. So these are the equation of motion. So let's see how this could be done, like calculation of gamma D and R by D. R by D is rate of descent. R by D, R by S, rate of sink. Both are same word. Rate of descent, rate of sink, velocity of descent, right? VD, VD. So all these parameters are same. Okay, they have different, author is having different notations. Okay. Suppose if you want to write an article in Hindi, you will be using different word, right? So similarly, depending upon author to author, the parameters have varied. But all these factors are including the same thing. Okay, concept is R by D, rate of descent, R by S, rate of sink. Okay, they will use the word sink, and VD, velocity during descent. Okay, descent velocity. So again, this will be calculated with VSI, vertical speed indicator only, for both climb and descent. Right. So sine gamma. So from the equation 1, we are writing sine gamma. So drag will be towards right hand side and thrust will be minus thrust divided by W. So drag minus thrust divided by W is sine gamma, angle of descent. So from the triangle, velocity triangle, we can find sine gamma is VD by V. VD by V. So descent velocity is given by sine gamma into aircraft velocity. Aircraft velocity, sine gamma into aircraft velocity. So here, if you are substituting the sine gamma value, we can write it as drag minus thrust divided by weight into aircraft velocity. So this is the equation for angle of climb and angle of descent and rate of descent. Okay, angle of descent and rate of descent. It is very similar to climb only, but in the opposite direction, right? Because weight is not going to help during climb. Obviously, it is a disadvantage for us at the time. So we need to generate more thrust. But when it is descending, weight is an advantage. So as per the weight, we can accelerate as much as required. Okay. So this is the rate of descent. Okay, descent performance. So moving on to the glide. So what is a glide actually? So glide is a parameter when thrust is 0. Thrust is 0 means on which scenario thrust will be 0? If we are flying a glider. So glider is not having a thrust propulsion system. So that time thrust is 0, right? Obviously thrust is 0. Paper plane, when we are launching paper plane, there is no engine in the paper plane. So thrust will be 0 in the paper plane. And not only that scenario, suppose if an engine is failed in an aircraft, then the airplane will be also acting like a glider. If the pilot intentionally switches off the engine, power of the engine, then that will act as a glider also. So when there is no thrust is 0, then it is called as glide. Okay. So when engine failure, nose engine failure, or when the turbojet engine failure occurs, obviously the aircraft will act as a glider. Okay, and we have to glide and we have to reach the runway. Okay, for landing. So what happens when we are gliding? So obviously we are going to descend, right? When we are gliding means we are going to descend. We are not going to climb at all. We are going to descend. But thrust is 0. Thrust will be 0. So substitute thrust is 0 here. So what will happen? W sine gamma minus drag is equal to 0. So sine gamma, angle of glide will be given by drag by weight. Drag by weight. Okay, angle of glide. So similarly, rate of glide will be given with VD is equal to, so thrust equation will be removed, right? Thrust force value will be removed. So it is given by VD is equal to V sine gamma drag by W into velocity of the aircraft. D by W into velocity of the aircraft. So by using these formulas, we can calculate glide performance, descent performance for the aircraft. Okay. So with this, we have completed 3 phases: climb, cruise, descent. One of the important factor is takeoff and landing is there, and another is range and endurance system. So that we will cover in the upcoming class. Okay. So I request all of you to note down a problem related to glide. So a glider of weight 4,905 Newton, 4,905 Newton, has a wing area is given 25 meters square, Parasite drag coefficient is given. Parasite drag coefficient is given. Aspect ratio is given, and E, Oswald efficiency factor, is also given. So we need to determine the minimum angle of glide, the minimum rate of sink, and corresponding speed under sea level standard condition. So this is first thing. Angle of glide and rate of sink we have calculated. The greatest duration of flight and greatest distance. So how much we are flying in the air and how much distance we are covering when we are gliding, okay, from an altitude of 300 kilometers. Suppose if I am making a glider and I am throwing from the 3 kilometer altitude, how much time it takes to reach the ground and how much distance, horizontal distance, it takes to reach the ground. So these two factors we need to calculate. Okay, but we are not going to solve this problem right now, since